hates him. Like, this is my best friend in Kentucky. Well, this is my best friend in recovery. Like, he thinks that it's always been a one-way street, but he and his wife is being astronomical to my success, and just give me the confidence to go on with the 12 steps. Help another alcoholic and practice these principles in all your affairs. Like, I'm not so good at practicing these principles in all my affairs, but to carry another message, like, has been, my cup hath overrunneth full, Jesus. You know what I mean? With just confidence, man. And he's there for me. We go flea marketing all the time. I love him. And this is Joshua Thomas. Turn your phones, ringers off, y'all don't mind.
Got me all tore up before I get up here, thank you. Like I said, I'm Joshua. New creation, Jesus Christ, I love to be able to say that. I suffered from a lot of isms, but by the grace of God, you know, came in, dove in there with me, and showed me that there was still a chance for me. There was still a reason. There was still a purpose, and I'm grateful for that today. Of course, my story starts out a lot, just like the rest of them. I had a problem. I was young, in a hard spot. I found something that filled a void for me, and it took over and started filling a lot of voids for me. I started out in addiction at age 13. That pretty much stood with me for many, many years. I made it be my go-to for anything. At first it was, I needed it because I was hurt, and then I needed it because I was sad, and then next thing I know, I'm using it because I'm happy. I'm using it because I want to do this. It was my go-to for everything, which caused me a lot of loss. Addiction has always took from me more than it has ever gave me. There's no doubt. I had a lot of family, a lot of bridges I burned, a lot of people I hurt. I mean, I'm sure that's the story of most of us. But July 24th, actually, I used for my last time, luckily not the eternal last time, but I used for the last time in jail, and I did overdose, and I died twice, of course. Come back that second time, the feeling that was in my body, I hope nobody feels. It was a fire or a burn that I've never felt. I thought maybe it was from Narcan, but it wasn't. That was my sign. You know, I tried to take something that wasn't mine to take. And if I was going to pursue that lifestyle, I know what I had to look forward to. God changed my life. Yeah, I mean, he come to me. That's when I knew it was done. I was spiritually, mentally, physically already depleted, but I wasn't ready to die. This lovely woman here, after putting her through so much, yeah, I can't even tell you, years of hurtful things, choosing the substance over. It was awful. She still made a phone call to me in jail that I'll remember till my last breath was, she said, I refuse to bury you to addiction. And I told her I was ready. I need help. I need help. I want help. One. That's something I've never used for a long time. Want help. She drove all the way down there and picked me up. Still, this man that had hurt her, threw her down, did all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? She still come down there and got me. Took me to Belgrove, which was probably, I hate to even call it a rehab. I mean, how many rehabs you go out and do paddle boats and, you know?
Some can.
Yeah. It was a getaway. They was giving you enough rope, you know, enough freedom to see what was more important to you, going out there and hitting them boats or getting in here and learning more about yourself, or learning how to help the next. It was a great place. A lot of family there, man. They come in. I think that's what helped me the most as far as wanting to, how I'm go about like newcomers and stuff like that. When I walked in, I hadn't really never felt at home, you know. Even growing up, the stuff I went through and the places I was at, I was always felt like I was a, you know, expendable or, you know, could be replaced. So nothing really ever felt at home to me. That felt at home. When I walked through that, they were there. I mean, so God just worked miracles in all their lives and helped me out a whole lot too. I walked through the doors and knew that was a place that I needed to be. They definitely loved me till I could love myself. But when I got to Bill Grove, that's when I decided I wasn't just trying to give up one or two things. I had to surrender everything. I had to let everything go. That ego, that superiority complex that I swore I didn't suffer from. I had to let it all go because any one of those little things would stand in my way of actually trying to live life for once. I liked it. I liked it a whole lot. So you just started getting a lot of clarity, seeing these different people coming in. All of us have bad stories, you know. So that's why I try not to stay a lot of time in the bad part of it. We all have. The joy and the adventure is in the recovery. It's in the solution. And one of my first things that I discovered and all that was surrendering. You know, I was always taking this prescriptions or trying to get a medical prescription wrote out for something that was a spiritual problem. And that's what it was. You know, the drugs took everything. I thought it was God. I blamed him. And it wasn't. It wasn't even really a drug. It was me. You know, that way of thinking. And but that place did change my way of thinking. I got that clarity, man. I started seeing things. What was really cool is the place that we stayed in. It had the tree line completely circled it all the way around. So when you think of the halo, that circle, you know what I mean? I walked out every morning and could see that. I loved it so much. But it helped me change a whole lot. It helped me look at stuff a whole lot different. I could see that I could become something. You know what I mean? That I did have a purpose. Flowers look better. Food tastes better, you know. Conversations. You could actually have conversations, you know, two-sided. Not just me doing all the talking, which usually happens anyway. But I don't know, it's just, I don't see, you know, you do pros and cons to everything. There's nothing bad for recovery. Recovery don't do nothing but help you step forward, help you put other people first, you know, instead of putting yourself on a pedestal, but at the same time, you worry about your own self-care too. You try to take care of yourself, make sure you don't put too much out there. But there's so many more things that comes with it that's so great. I get to spend time with my grandbabies. Yes, I am Papa. I hate to admit that. No, I don't. I love that Papa thing. And no, I get to be with my kids a lot now. I know I waste a lot of time in addiction like that, but now I got my kids coming back seeing what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. You know, they're actually visually seeing it, not just hearing me blow that crap out. I get to be part of their lives again, and that's what I miss the whole time. You know, I watch a lot of my kids grow up on Facebook. You know how hard that is? You know, or other people come and telling you, or having your family raise them up, which I respect my family to death for taking that initiative. But you know, it's just hard sometimes hearing stuff like that. You know, like I heard him call my cousin Papa or something. But you know what? I done that. You know, people stepped in. You got to hold accountability for what you done. And I done that. I let something take my body, take my mind, my actions, and loved it more than I did anything else. Addiction's a beast. It don't care who it gets a hold of. It don't care what it takes from you. there's no remorse. And there's no good ending to it. They say jail's institution of death, man, that's it. I mean, everything it feels or takes from you just for that minute, you regret it the rest of your life. I know I have. Positive note to that though, you may have lost out on time, but there's so, God, rolling around with them babies in the floor and stuff like that, I mean, it's better than any high I've ever had in my life. You know, my granddaughter Jennifer will tell you, look, she's glued, you know what I mean? Have my kids come and say, you know, they told me, said a lot of dads can go out and buy you a game or do this, but how many dads go out and change their lives so they can be part of the art? It makes it work. And the people, God, I gotta throw that in. Hearing the stories and testimonies and stuff like that, that's what got me up to where I wanted to talk. You know what I mean? Because I was ashamed of everything I'd ever done. I thought it was so bad. Trust me, I've heard so many different stories. And mine's all right. But it lets you know that that's not something that you have to keep in. You have to take on yourself. I have learned from y'all. It's my family. You know what I mean? This ain't me.
Yes.
But you don't have to fight that on your own. This ain't something you have to fight on your own. That's the good thing about it. There's people out there. It's really just telling on it and being able to that reveal it, heal it thing. Get it out of you. We can't do no worse than our God can do good, you know what I mean? So, I always get nervous and talk so quick. There was some points I did want to make tonight, especially with old J-Bo over there too. This man, I have over to him 2:30 in the morning calls, a lot, ain't I? But he's always there to answer the phone, and that's what I want. That's the point I want to get to. That a person don't have to be so scared that they don't have to. They think they have to do it. They can call us and ask us something. And which anybody, y'all can knock on me anytime we're going to talk with them. But we buried in the past year. There's been 6 we buried to overdoses already. Half of them just a few years older than me, you know, things like that. That very well could be me. Instead of having the date on my eulogy, God decided to let it be the day of my sobriety. The day to help me live again. And, I'm so grateful for that. Can't say that I ever understood saying why, but I'm so grateful he did. Because my life has been so much better. I mean, there's nothing bad I can say. People call us, ask us where they can get beds, or you know, just call to talk, or they have problems at work. I got people who work with me, look, sitting here tonight. Y'all don't know how much that touches my heart. I mean, it really, really does. And I can have good emotions now, like, you know, I want to whine like a little baby right now. But that's just because I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy. God has took that heart, or that hate, that selfishness, that just all that stuff, and filled it with caring, filled it with love, and filled it with hope. You know, that year's my big thing. I'm going to it just because I want them harder coins, you know. But it's still just a milestone. I'll celebrate it. I'll show it out. I'll put it on Facebook. But then I want to keep stepping. I always want to get bigger. I was going to write all this stuff down, but I still read it too quick too, by the way. Another thing I'd like to share is, even with work, I come in that place down there and they did my background check. There ain't nowhere in the world that place should have kept me. I mean, there really ain't. I can say that. Like I said, I was a wild one. They didn't try for my background until like 5 months after I worked there already.
I think it was 7 months in.
7 months in. And I've already got used to my line. And used to the people I work with. They become work family. They're all younger than me. But they're still my work family, you know. So they got a call that they have to do my background. So now I'm worried. I'm like, surely I ain't had this chance to finally get a job, get into all this, and have it took because my past again. Which, if it would have had, I took it because that's what I did to myself. But the crazy thing is all these supervisors and stuff, they fought for me. You know what I mean? They fought to keep me at this place. You know, and sure enough, they didn't ask me about it at all. They said, "You're not going nowhere. I don't care what they say. You're not going." That's the kind of feelings I want to have. You know, that's the hope that I hope everybody gets a chance to go, because that's what allows me to start domino effect on the rest of my life. You know, I've got to a point where I'm actually starting, instead of having 50 things going and not finishing none of them, I'm completing stuff. Already this year, I've got my high school diploma.
Hey.
I got my permit. I can't drive yet. I'm still doing my driver's test. But I've got my permit back. You know, it's a little while since I had it, so I got to do all that stuff again. I hope I pass it. I'm holding down a job.
Amen.
You know, I've got money. I've got money. That tickles me to death. Anytime I use an ATM machine or something like that and money actually comes out of it, it blows my mind, you know what I mean? This woman don't have to do it all on her own. That makes me proud. Because I know I leased for a long time because I was out spending my money on drug stuff. I never wanted to hurt her, but the mind frame I was in, the condition I was in, still making me want to be the one that was took care of. So she did all that on her own. Now, if I'm able to pay a bill or something like that, I don't like throw it and like, yeah, I paid that, or, but inside that makes me feel good. To take worry off a person that has been there for you through all this stuff, all this crap. That's what makes me feel good. That's what I like. Being able to have friends, true friends, you know what I mean? Before, they just liked my money because they knew where it was going. Now we go out to eat, we go bowling. Red Lobster. Like you said, the flea market stuff. We go out and we celebrate stuff. I mean, wish.
Yeah.
Oh, me buying stuff?
That became a small addiction for a little bit.
There's rings in there for like $2. I even tried to buy a pair of false teeth. I put them in and they can work like that. Even with like the dental thing too, you know, that was an insecurity of mine. You know, I was like, I ain't gonna pull these out, which I did anyways. I got them all done, and my grandbabies love it because I look just like them. My co-workers like it because I can't talk for nothing. But they had a Henrietta Child Fund thing that if you was going through addiction and stuff like that, a woman passed and sent it to Brea Hospital that they pay for all of it. You know what I mean? And just little things like that, people taking the initiative for addicts and people that's still out there in darkness to help them, try to give them a chance, try to help them. I mean, that's amazing. We're growing like wow. The addiction recovery care that I go through, Man, that place has got so many people right now that they ain't even got counselors for it. People that's wanting to come in and change. They're wanting to live. And, I mean, I really, really want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of helping anybody. If I can help one person, I love that, but I want to be a part of that. So, I get my year in, I actually get the opportunity to be a Christian board counselor. And what about make money doing some, trying to help somebody. That to me is, that's what I've been looking for. I have a goal. That's my big thing, having goals. I didn't have that before. Didn't have a life, I just wanted to get high and that was it. Now I don't, I want to see my grandbabies grow, my kids. I'm getting ready to get married. She finally said yes. I still don't know whether or not I got to get them concrete shoes or not. Yeah, but which, her mama got her a little bitty white pair, so I don't think she can go too far now. They got little heels on. But I guess what I'm getting to in all of it is recovery, and God has done for me what I could never do for myself.
Amen.
But it's took a lot too. It's got to be something you want. It's not hot or warm. It's something you got to throw it all in, just like you sold out the dough and all that stuff. So that's recovery. So you go wrong with that. There's probably a billion different things I could think of to say, but we're just all, I can't think of them right this second. But I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody listening. I am grateful to God that He helped bring me out of a place that I'm so glad wasn't my end. The self-decision still happened, and it led me here though, so I can't take that back either. Because this has probably been, some people say the hardest year, it's probably been the best year of my life. Because I've actually got to see it through my ex-wife, instead of all that stuff that's blocking everything out. Thank you again. I love y'all. That card was hilarious, by the way. And I do want you to know, when I'm away from this place, I withdraw so bad. That's my only withdrawal. To keep us at work. Won't let me get away from first shift yet. But when I get there, I will be back here. Thank y'all.
Thank you.